The 49ers parted with running back Jeff Wilson Jr. at the trade deadline, receiving a 5th round pick from the Miami Dolphins for his services. In his final game for the 49ers in Week 8, Wilson spent a lot of time alongside new running back Christian McCaffrey, whom the 49ers traded for last month, acquiring him from the Carolina Panthers, in a personnel grouping known as pony personnel. This is simply where there are 2 running backs on the field at the same time. The plays the Niners ran from this personnel grouping offered a glimpse as to how their offense might look down the stretch when Deebo Samuel, the 49ers self-titled wide back, and running back Elijah Mitchell, who's been out since Week 1, returned to the fray. Let's take a look at some of the plays from the Week 8 win over the Rams when the Niners were in pony personnel, and what they could tell us about how the Niners offense will operate with all those 3 runners on the field at the same time. We'll start with this play from the first quarter. As you'll see, McCaffrey and Wilson at either side of Garoppolo in a split back shotgun look. McCaffrey motions out into the formation, and he is matched up with cornerback Jalen Ramsey. As the Niners prepare to snap the ball, McCaffrey also draws the attention there of linebacker Ernest Jones. This gives Wilson a one-on-one with the edge defender, which he wins with a whip route, giving Garoppolo an outlet to get the ball out against pressure. See, Wilson's a decent wide receiver, but he doesn't have the yards after catch upside of Deebo Samuel. As you watch it from the end zone view, we'll see the pressure here up the middle against guard Aaron Banks from linebacker Bobby Wagner. But Wilson doesn't have the yards after the catch upside or the route running ability of Samuel. With Samuel in this kind of split back look with McCaffrey, these players have the potential to go for a much bigger gain. Second play here is probably one of the most iconic already of Christian McCaffrey's brief career with the 49ers. It's the double pass to Brandon Ayuk that resulted in their first touchdown of the game. So we'll let this roll. Of course, you'll see they're again in the split back look from the shotgun, either side of Garoppolo. McCaffrey a little bit behind Wilson and Garoppolo, which future opponents will see that as a tell. That's obvious what's going to happen, that McCaffrey's going to flare out when he's in that formation. So this roll, obviously the focus is on a double pass. But what I want to do as we freeze this here is look there at the hole that develops for Wilson. Let's freeze it again for potential carry. There's huge potential for a fake here. It gives Wilson a one-on-one with the linebacker. Obviously, they don't hand the ball off in this situation. They throw it to McCaffrey, and we all know the end result, an excellently designed play on the long ball to Brandon Ayuk. But we'll just look at the end zone view, which provides a better illustration of the hole that develops for Jeff Wilson. So he sends him out into the flat. Huge hole there, and Wilson would have a one-on-one with Ernest Jones. So there's definitely an option for a fake that the 49ers can implement with Samuel, with Elijah Mitchell, even with somebody like Kyle Juszczyk, where the ball is carried up the middle rather than throwing it out into the flat. You see with McCaffrey here and Samuel previously in the Niners win over the Rams, I believe in Week 18 last season, both having proven they can throw the ball and obviously experience at catching the ball in the flat. Fakes that open the running lanes for other running backs could become a staple of his offense from this kind of formation. We'll see the same thing again here. It's split back again with McCaffrey lined up just behind Wilson and Garoppolo, so you know what's coming here. It's a ball again into the flat, which goes to McCaffrey, and he gets an extra 15 yards on a late out of bounds penalty here. But as we look at the end zone view again in a moment, we'll see that if the ball had gone to Wilson, as it could have done, definitely the option for a fake again here. You could fake the ball to McCaffrey and hand it off to Wilson. He's got the ability, it's well blocked. They're continuing to fake as if they're run blocking on the outside, and he'd have a big avenue to get to around the edge and into the open field outside of Trent Williams, who's doing an excellent job blocking there. So it would definitely have been another option for a fake there, and that's something the 49ers could look to implement again going forward. So those split back gun runs really open the menu for creative pass and run plays, and they'll all become more dangerous with a ball carrier like Samuel or Mitchell set to return to the lineup. Wilson was also frequently used as lined up in a H-back type role, coming across the formation to block for McCaffrey on this run play to the outside. It's tough to see Deebo Samuel doing this, although he is a good blocker. He could do this. This is more something you might look for an Elijah Mitchell or definitely a Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback who's set to return from a broken finger. What's more important, as we like this play role, is not this play specifically, but sorry, that's a tough word to say sometimes, but what it sets up for the 49ers and what they could do down the stretch from this kind of alignment. Let's watch the end zone view again here. See Wilson helping open the hole for McCaffrey to pick up good yardage there. Let's pause it. We'll see a similar look deployed here with Wilson lined up there outside of right tackle Mike McGlinchey, again in that kind of H-back role, but this time you have Danny Gray, the rookie wide receiver, coming across the formation. What happens on this play is not really that important when projecting how the Niners could use this personnel look going forward. It's more the counters they could deploy from it that are the key, and we'll just see those as we let this play roll here. You'll see Garoppolo is ready to hand the ball off to McCaffrey, but with the edge defender, who I believe is Leonard Floyd, focus on the backfield action. What you have here is a buffet of options. You see he hands the ball to McCaffrey, but you see there's the option to throw the ball to Gray in the flat, and Gray would have a bit of open field to work with. Or potentially, as you see Wilson come across the formation, there could have even been an option to implement a shovel pass. I know shovel passes aren't always very popular, but that's also something the Niners could have done there as Garoppolo faked the fake handoff to the outside. As it is, the ball is handed off to McCaffrey and it's blown up by Aaron Donald. We'll just watch the end zone view. Again, you see there's clear option there to fake the ball to McCaffrey and get it out to Gray in the flat, or potentially be more patient and hit the shovel pass to Wilson. And such plays would definitely be more effective, where you'd have Mitchell or Juszczyk in the H-back role and maybe Samuel coming across the field in formation. That would place defenses in tremendous conflict, having to respect three players that are very effective with the ball in their hands. Those first two plays with Wilson as an H-back might not have netted much in terms of gains, but everything with 49ers head coach and play caller Kyle Shanahan is a setup. And after giving the ball to McCaffrey on each of those plays here on a third down on a scoring drive in the fourth quarter, it's third and short, critical play in this win over the Rams, Garoppolo gives the ball on the inside handoff to Wilson. The Rams play it pretty well, but Wilson gets the 1 yard gain to keep the chains moving, and the 49ers would eventually score. As you saw there as well, there was the option of pitching it out to McCaffrey. And with a less disciplined defense than the Rams on this occasion, that would potentially be a huge gain for them as well. You can have the option to pitch out the ball outside. And these formations with Samuel and Mitchell thrown into the mix, you could have Samuel as a H-back on the inside handoff, you could have Mitchell there on the inside handoff, if you could hand the ball off to, you could pitch the ball out to Samuel with McCaffrey there. There's all kind of options. You could interchange them definitely there. Defenses would only be under a lot more stress there with those three players in the backfield. The 49ers may have lost Jeff Wilson, but they're now blessed with three top tier running threats, and they also have Kyle Juszczyk to run these plays with as well. They've got these three elite running backs. Mitchell maybe not be considered elite yet, but with McCaffrey and Samuel, they're definitely elite ball carriers, and that's only increased the ways in which they can attack defenses. Their menu is greatly expanded because of Christian McCaffrey's addition, and you should certainly look for them to implement more of these split back gun looks, these more roles with Juszczyk or Mitchell and H-back. There's so many more ways in which they can attack defenses going forward down the stretch, and it's going to make their offense significantly more dangerous as the Niners look to make a run at the postseason again. Thank you for watching.